agile transformation track. And again, on the usability track, this is very dear to me. Nikhil and team, the user experience team is doing some really good work. They have, they have called this design thinking series. They had recently one with all the managers, and that was received very well. And I think, I've been always saying this, right? Simplicity is like the hallmark of sophistication, and our user experience team, is a great asset for us in order to simplify, what we have to offer. We can use all the technology and all our, competence to manage complexity and make a very simple, present a very simple interface. And our UV team has done some really good work, and I'm so happy to have a track focused exclusively on usability. There's a lot of work going there. On the application and data security side, again, a number of things happening. One thing I would like to call out is, the work that, Srinivas is doing on, implementing the solution, proposed by Peter and team, from here on CSTG environments. And then the PNOC and SPP teams have completed all the BABA testing and so on, right? And then we have a number of green belt certifications. And then there's a lot of security awareness. And this is a very important track, the data security track. And then there's also a lot of work happening on the responsiveness track. And things to call out there on the responsiveness, there are like 6 or 7 things. The only thing I would like to talk about is, we have a responsiveness core team, focused more on opportunities for us to, improve. For example, we have done a Java performance workshop for 3 days. And it's focusing on an entire portfolio, including SNPC, RMS, Smart Cloud Home, MP, NOS, and the entire NOS portfolio, CSPC, and NCCM. And then on the quality side, Jem, you'll be very happy that the number of certification levels have been finalized and basically published also. So, all in all, if you look at all the 10 tracks, there's significant work happening. And I want to particularly call out the availability track, right? Because this is extremely critical. Recently, there was a survey of all the customers using cloud services. And of the 10 things they care about, the top 3 were related to support. And the first one was availability. They really want the service to be available. So I think the work that is being done by the availability track is going to be very, very significant. And, Falcon is like a fabric that brings together all these various tracks, right? So availability was one of the things. And then the second one that the customer care about was 24/7 support, which we do have. And the third one is notification, advanced notification about how change requests happen and how they need to be in the loop about any upgrades, changes. Because, the mindset about these hosted cloud-based applications, the expectations of the customers is dramatically different from anything that we've seen in the shrink-wrap world that we are very familiar with, right? So, what I'm particularly happy is about the availability track, which has a lot of relevance to what customers are actually asking, based on this very important study, third-party study that was conducted. The study was more focused on commercial customers, but it's very relevant to enterprise as well as service providers.
Good, thank you. Next question? Yeah, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Question. This is a concern that's been raised by many people, so I thought we would just throw it out. So there's been a claim that, we're depending on IT and demand clearance and whatnot, managed service cloud by IT is a very slow activity. It hampers our creativity and innovation. But as we move away from them, let's say these are all software stack. I was wondering from your point, strategy-wise, how do you envision staffing-wise our relationship with IT? Do you see us operating independent from IT? Somehow sharing, what is that proportion of sharing that between our own operations and theirs?
Great question, Alex. Thank you. So if we look at our engagement with IT today, it covers the entire gamut, right, of advanced advanced services, smart services, as well as managed services. And we work with, our engagement with IT is very broad-based. We work with the customer care operation, which is a big one. We work with GIS, John Manuel's team as well. And then we also work with GSUs. So our, relationship with IT is very strategic. And there are areas where, for example, we are managing a lot on our own, particularly the managed services, RMS and TIMA, where pretty much we have control over the stack. But for a lot of the genuine applications, particularly on the NOS side, and even to an extent on the SNTC 1.x side, we are dependent heavily on them. I should say that in the last year, we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary in support since, the organization came under me. So what we have done is we have reinvigorated this engagement with IT. And we have very clear SLAs and OLAs with them. And we want to, they also understand and appreciate that we are one of the most critical customers, internal customers. And we have had very good luck, at least in the initial. I'll give you one example. For months we have been struggling to get proactive monitoring using RDS because the EMAN monitoring is fairly limited. So in order to have this, we really needed to work with IT, number of teams, because we needed root access to load some third-party patches on the IT servers. These are production servers. It's not easy. They don't generally let anyone have root access. And we really needed to have a right engagement model so that we get to the right people and do this very expeditiously. But otherwise, we won't be able to have this level of monitoring. We would like to have very good granular level of monitoring, transactional level of monitoring, which is required. So they really worked with us. They found a way, even though this is a very unique request, that no other business unit had asked them before. They came together, came up with a proposal, and now, while they don't really let us go and have the root access, they do a lot of work for us, and they have very clear OLAs and SLAs to make this happen. So overall, we have now the launchers running on a lot of our core services, and we are going to expand it for the entire services portfolio, and then we are going to have a lot of hooks in our application, whether it's an NP or NPA or SNTC, PSS, all. And then we'll get to the, the level of, granularity that we need. Why I'm saying all this is, for a lot of things that we want to do, we have to see IT as a partner who has 25 plus years of experience. In some cases, they set the industry benchmark. Sometimes we have a very myopic view, we just see the problems and issues, right? But when you look at externally, Cisco IT is perceived as, as an organization with world-class processes, and so they are sharing a lot of best practices, particularly in our production support. They shared a number of things that we're working with them. Next week, I'm actually going to be presenting to Rebecca Jacobi, who's going to be in Bangalore. And last week, before I came, we had Sharjan from GIS. And he spent an hour with the team understanding our requirements. So I think, sorry for the long-winded answer, but I think we have a very vibrant engagement model with IT, and we need to continue to see them more as a partner. There are areas where we definitely want to be independent as we go into SMTC 2.x. We are absolutely exploring that possibility, but partnership with them I see is being very, very important. They are probably, outside of SPG, they're probably our, most critical partner.
Next question.
Mark Lloyd from BMO. You talked about the transformation to Agile. I'm just curious, from your perspective, what are the main points in the East in making that transition?
Yeah, great question, Mark. Thank you. Falcon, again, thanks to Sanjeev's leadership here, this is extremely promising for us, and it is extremely powerful to bring the organization together. We are a very large organization, and we have grown very rapidly.